You didn't stop liking KFC. KFC stopped serving what you thought you were buying. Let's start with the swap you never voted on. Fresh, skill-cooked chicken traded for frozen, pre-breaded pieces after a corporate push for efficiency. If your local store feels slow, inconsistent, and stuck in the Reagan era, you're not imagining it.
It is a humiliating sight for one of the country's biggest food brands. In city after city, a second day of shuttered stores running short of their vital ingredient.
Will I get a free rice box then for coming down? Because I've had to go to Burger King.
Today, the logistics firm DHL apologised for that inconvenience, blaming operational issues. Many of those that were open, like this one in Sheffield, were offering fewer options, and it seems it wasn't just chicken that was off the menu.
I just gone for coffee, and they said there is no milk.
We'll show how gutted training, centralized purchasing, and top-down mandates turned operators into hostages and your dinner into a reheated guess. Stay with this, because once you see the friction behind the counter, the mystery of why your bucket tastes off finally makes sense. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video.
KFC has brought back its chicken and waffles meals. Fan favorite hasn't been on the menu for more than 5 years. For $7, customers get one waffle and syrup with a couple of pieces of fried chicken or chicken tenders. Company spokesperson says these items are all out in time for Mother's Day. To help celebrate, the chicken chain offering free delivery on digital orders through Mother's Day weekend. A $25 box gets you more of each. KFC is also putting a new dessert item on the menu, strawberry and cream poppers. They are a flaky pastry with strawberry and cream filling.
You thought you were buying a guarded family recipe. Well, you got tasted like a committee meeting. That shift didn't happen in your mouth by accident. It started in the back office, where speed and margin became the North Star and the kitchen got rewritten to follow. Let's start with the pivot. Ownership chased throughput. The goal moved from skilled cooks to smooth flow. Smaller pieces fry faster. Frozen, pre-breaded parts cut mess and training hours. A kitchen that used to season, flour, and pressure fry on-site turned into a line that opens boxes, loads baskets, and watches timers. The brand still leans on the romance of a secret blend, but the back of house runs on centralized buying and slimmer training. That means one supply stream, fewer variables, and stricter rules. It sounds tidy. It eats like a downgrade. Put two kitchens side by side. In one, a trained cook checks brine, dredges by hand, loads a pressure fryer, and pulls chicken to rest, crisp and juicy. In the other, a teamer cuts a bag, drops pre-breaded pieces, hits start, and moves to the next task. The second can hit quota. The first can hit flavor. Here's the real kicker. When corporate locks in giant contracts, suppliers get squeezed to meet price and volume. Variance drops. So does wiggle room on quality.
KFC switched its supply contract to the company last week. It relies on a single distribution centre here in Warwickshire.
As far as I've seen, it's a chaos inside.
Alexandru tells me he's been sitting in his cab for 3 hours waiting to get into the depot. In all, there are nearly 900 KFC stores. Tonight, just 469 are open. Some estimates suggest the chain may be losing £1 million a day, but it's hard to be sure because 80% of stores are franchises.
Everybody is going everywhere and nobody has a clue about what they're doing. I mean, everything is packed with chicken, olive oil, and everything that we deliver.
Stretch the holding time. Those cabinets that keep food ready, and texture gives up first, then juiciness. Training took a haircut too. Fewer certified cooks means more timer-driven cooking and more misses on basics like oil rotation, load size, and rest time. That's why your bucket swings from crisp to soggy store to store. Drive-through times became the scoreboard. When they lag behind leaders, managers lean on holding cabinets to shave seconds. Hot and ready beats cooked to order on a spreadsheet, but the food pays. All of this creates a chain reaction: less skill, more gear, more rules. The risk shifts from the kitchen to your tray. The original recipe didn't vanish, the craft did. Standardized, frozen inputs, and gutted training made the bucket feel like a rerun. Now let's move on to the people caught in that system, the franchisees. and how that friction turned into a quiet hostage situation. If the food slipped, why didn't owners fix it? Because the leash tightened instead of the screws. Operators didn't gain freedom to improve. They got a thicker rulebook and a bill. Let's start with the contract trap. The deal hands headquarters the steering wheel on remodels, gear, and menu swings, while the store swallows the cost.
These staff don't know how much they'll be paid this week.
It's kind of a shift by shift thing. So like if you're working like 12-5, you have to check your phone in the morning to see if you're needed. And if not, then you just kind of have to sit and wait to see if you have to come in.
But it concedes that for the rest of this week, fried chicken fans may find it harder to get hold of.
There's a bit of a worry. I've talked to my other colleagues saying that because some of them are relying on it for rent.
KFC says the number of deliveries is increasing and the number of closures reducing.
New signs, fresh paint, a drive-through redo, plus a backroom full of add-ons. Safety nets? Thin. If the bet misses, the payment still hits the bank. Here's the tension. Operators pay for the upgrades. Corporate collects the fees. Results vary by market, weather, staffing, a dozen things you can't script. But the debt stays. And when margins thin, you feel it in smaller staff counts, longer holds, and the same tired dining room that never quite gets the full fix. Now the fads. Grilled lines, plant-based trials, specialty fryers. Each one brings price tags, training, and space you don't have. You get more cords, more timers, more maintenance. What you don't always get is a payoff that covers the note. Rivals play it different. They offer low-interest loans, active regional support, and simpler menus. Fewer moving parts, fewer ways to fail. Support beats edicts. When a store hits a wall, hands-on help shows up, not just a memo. Then there's the ad fund. Owners pay in, but the spin leans toward national stunts, not local reality. Meanwhile, leases age, roofs leak, and the neighborhood wants faster lanes, not a new mascot. The cash leaves the market. The store still looks stuck. Real estate seals it. Rural units fold when debt piles up, drive-through speed lags, and dated boxes drag sales. Prime corners go to rivals with tighter lanes and a fast crew. Your town ends up with a dark store and a longer drive for dinner. So your slow line, odd chicken, and stale dining room? That's not laziness. It's a model misfiring under debt and mandates. The store feels abandoned because it is. Franchisees carry the risk. Corporate chases margin. So you get a downgrade and a wait. So what is the takeaway for you? The person paying for the experiment? You weren't crazy. What you're tasting is the cost of friction. Efficiency won the meeting. You paid at the counter. A fresh coat of modern heritage paint doesn't fix limp chicken or a slow line. It just hides the cracks while the same playbook grinds on. The truth is, real support beats staged remodels. Back the operators, and your bag gets hotter, faster, better. Starve them, and you get timers, debt, and a dining room that feels like a set. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who wonders why their bucket changed. Next, we'll map who actually backs their operators.